All right, it let me back. Thank you, Adam. I appreciate you sticking around for Scott's ineptitude on how to operate a computer and do a live feed, right? Come on. Is it just you and me, Adam? Well, it said it wasn't going to let me go live again until 5:30, but obviously it let me back on. So I'll just hang loose until I see. Hey, Tom, thank you for coming back. Sorry for the hassle. I moved the computer and the camera, and then it just started spinning, and it would not stop. I didn't know how to fix it. You got to be smarter than what you're trying to operate, and obviously, we all know I'm at a deficit on that. Let's see if we can. I'm looking at the. I've got my TV up again with this new feed, and trying to get it to where I can see what you guys are seeing and seeing that it's in a little better focus. Hey, all right. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate you coming back. Oh, I knew what you meant, man. Autocorrect. Or sometimes the fingers don't do what you tell them to do. I get that too, trust me. Yeah. Well, I know that a lot of people have been bouncing in and out because I've been watching the number of people. Yeah. My brain tells these things to do one thing, and then what pops out on the screen is completely sometimes gibberish. You wonder what the hell. That's nothing like what I thought I was typing. Move over here and get the bag of. In case you missed the earlier, I have 4 bags full of pre-cut. I actually sat down while I was watching TV and just cut squares of bubble wrap for the first time when I wrapped all these cars. And then when I unwrapped them, I wisely said to myself, I'm not going to do that again. So I'm saving all of those pieces of bubble wrap, and I did. And I put them in these little square bags and filled them up. I got 5 of those. So I'll go ahead and get started since there's 2 of us here, 2 or maybe 3. I don't know if Adam came back or not, but I know Adam, Tom, and Dan, you've all commented. So at least at some point in time you were here. And so I'm going to go ahead and just keep the ball rolling, and then they can join in and catch up back with us. So the next one we have here in line would be another one of those that I bought as a new old stock body, and I put a Mega G Plus chassis underneath it. And this is another one of those good looking cars. I believe it should have a turbo chassis underneath it, and I'll get one eventually. But once again, good looking little stock car. It's a Monte Carlo this time, not a Thunderbird, but hey, it is what it is. Still a good looking car. So wrap that bad boy up. Like I said, I like these cars when they make up advertisers and stuff like that. That's all kind of cool because if you've noticed with AFX, they kind of, like the hardcore and stuff like that. They try to make it like racing type stuff, but nothing beats what you can see in real life, and that's where I like personally these type of the cars that they do with actual manufacturers and stuff. Well, here I got the piece of track right there. I'm no hand model. So that's It's a good looking car. Another Chevy Monte Carlo, Bell South. And this one's on the correct turbo chassis. And you can see these for sale every so often on eBay. That one and the Kodak car that I showed earlier. So we'll get it wrapped up. And back in, and here's another one of those AFX made up advertisers. This one's what's it say? Beach Water Sports Warehouse is the sponsor on that bad boy. Good looking car. I've noticed when you put a lot of these cars in the cases, you notice a theme, and I see a lot of your primary colors: red, blue, black, and white. I see a lot of that, but still good looking car. I like it. Get it rolled up. Oh, I forgot to show. It's on a Super G Plus chassis. This particular version is. And last but not least, of the first 48 is Al's Steakhouse and Barbecue, or BBQ. Kind of a cool looking car for black and white, you know, or black and yellow, I'm sorry. Spin her in that way. Pretty cool car. This one's the Ford Thunderbird on a Super G Plus chassis. So, if any of you are stock car fans, and I know Dan, you are, you'll definitely want to go back to the first live stream and catch the first side of the first 24 cars, and catch up with some of those Mega G and Mega G Plus cars that we had in there. So there's the first 48. I'll do what I did like I did last time. I told everybody at the very beginning, if you weren't here, I was going to basically just point the camera at the wall of cars, and then while I took down one of the cases, and then I'll bring the case over here, and then we'll get started on case number 2. So what I need to do is just I don't have to move the computer this time, so fingers crossed. Nothing happens with this live feed. Thank you, all 4 people that have decided to come back in. I appreciate it. Sorry for the hassle. Thank you for sharing some of your Sunday evening or afternoon with me. Give me a moment. Let me I'll turn the camera around, and then you'll hear me hanging this one back up on the wall. And then I'll take the second case of AFX, since that's where we decided we wanted to start with. Adam, I have 16 cases. So obviously I'm going to have to pick up the pace. I'm not going to be able to do just 2 a day. But 2's all I'm going to do today, because I've had a pretty rough weekend of moving. But I'm going to be picking up again tomorrow night. I'm literally going to be doing live feeds every single night of me packing up this room. Yeah, long night. Yeah, no, that's why I'm only doing 2 tonight. But then tomorrow night I'll be on. I'm going to be on every single night this week until this room is packed, and just show you guys what I have. And if you guys have the time to stop in, great. I'd appreciate it. You know, like I said, it's nice to interact, and people can tell me if they have certain cars or different versions of what I've already shown. But one way or another, this room's got to get packed. And what better way for me to show every single car that I own than, oh yeah, thank you, Adam. I appreciate it. Like I said, anybody that can stop in, I appreciate your time. And I will show every single car that I have currently on display and on the wall and in the cases. And that is not my whole collection, because not all of it got put out before I found out that I'd be moving. So give me a second. I'll move the camera around. We'll shoot it at the wall, and then let you guys look at some cars while I get the next case, this one up, and the next case down. So let's I'll just try to spin it here, make it simple. There we go. All right. Give me a second to get this one up and the next one down. Well, thank you too, Dan, and thank you too, Tom. I appreciate it. Like I said, you know, I think it's cool to share what you have and to hear what other people have and compare stories on cars that you may have had that how they race, or you know, just cool stuff. I got all the cars in bubble wrap, and now I can't see where the holes are to hang the damn thing back on the wall. Sorry. I had to open it back up and take a couple cars out. I loosened the screws so I could take it down and thought I could just hang it right back up. What I get for thinking. Oh, that doesn't sound good. Lost the door. Got to get out the screwdriver. Sorry. All right. Sorry, the one going back on the wall decided it wanted to be a big pain in the ass, and I had to get the screwdriver out to put it back on there. Now, getting the second one down. Real exciting live feed, I know, I'm sorry. I'm building the anticipation. That's my lame excuse. Back again. All right, back up to 5 people. Cool. Oh no, yeah, no, everything was okay, Adam. Like I said, just a screw that didn't want to cooperate, and a door that decided it wanted to exit stage left. But thankfully, the most important part, the most expensive part, cars, everything was okay. And bottom line, that's all I really care about. I can replace this stupid case. The cars inside of it, not so much. Well, I could, but not for many years to come. So this is this side over here, as you can see, is Indy cars, F1 type cars, and then over here we're all still, this is all AFX Aurora, and at least we aren't counting seating tiles. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, at least you got something at least cool to look at. And I was trying to be as quick as I could. I knew it was going to be a little bit of a delay, but you know, the technical difficulties of trying to get it back on the damn wall didn't I didn't count on that. Figured it'd just be as easy as it was taking it off the wall. Loosen a couple of screws, slide it up, slide it down, be done. See, that's how they attach right there. So anyway, we'll start off like I did on the first case earlier this afternoon, and I'll go left to right, and then I'll explain anything that I know about the cars, and then I'll just show off the cars themselves. Um, Anytime we see them in bubble wraps, those are going to be cars that I personally own from a track set, or was fortunate enough to buy, you know, new in the bubble wrap. And so this first car is obviously a set car from their Infinity Raceway when it came with the Indy cars. This is the Mega G Plus version of that set. And this is the car, and I've got both versions. That's why you see two of the red, like I mentioned, hardcore. So there's this one. So let me get it wrapped up. And then what's really cool is being able to show you both the versions of that track set and what cars they included with it, depending on what year it was released and what time, you know, what series of cars they were releasing and selling at the time. So this is the second set car of that Infinity Raceway on the Mega G Plus chassis. And like I said, hardcore, that's something that they put on a lot of their cars, you know, like you're supposed to be a hardcore racer, is the way I gathered that. So that's from the Mega G Plus version of the Infinity Raceway that came out before the Infinity Raceway that they released recently, that I did the review on the summer releases from AFX 2022, that comes with the new Formula N cars, which in reality are the new Formula One F, you know, Formula E cars, which is the electric racing cars. So it was just their take on it, I'm sure, not to have to pay the licensing. This is the Hornet that came out before that set that has the Mega G, and they quit producing these. And they actually have a track set, and I've got the car of the Mega G version of that Infinity set, where this car was a Mega G. And there's two versions, in case you're a collector, of this car. And the only way to tell them apart is one has the shell emblem and one doesn't. The earlier versions had the shell emblem, the later versions did not. So that's the easy way to tell. So somewhere along the line, they lost the right to license, or they didn't want to pay shell anymore, and they took it off the car. So there's a little thing on that. And I can actually show you that alternate version because I actually used it to race with on my racetrack. And it was one of my fastest cars, and I was sad when it got damaged. But, you know, nothing little glue can't fix. Sometimes stuff happens. And once again, like I said, this is just the other set car of that same track set, Infinity set. That's just the only difference in that track set was those two cars, was the two yellow cars. The red car stayed the very same. Nothing changed on it. So if you're a collector, you can kill two birds with one stone if you just get one of these in the package, or just get one of them, because it applies for both of those race sets, because there's no change in the tampo, no change in nothing whatsoever on the red cars. So those are all four set cars, all four from the Infinity Raceway series, and all four of them are the Mega G Plus variety. And like I did on the other one, I'm going to wait and put the fourth one in because I got to smash them all in there until it's all done. And I'm going to stay with set cars. These two cars, I'll just show them together because they come from the Super International Raceway. I have the Mega G version of that, and that's the next row of cars that we're going to get into here in just a second. But I wanted the Mega G Plus versions of the cars too, because as we all know, they changed a little bit on the bodies from the Mega G to the Mega G Plus to accommodate these CAN motors and that kind of circuit board up front. So since I already had the Mega G versions, I went ahead and bit the bullet on a couple of new old stock that somebody had pulled out of a race set, and I just need to get the other two, and that way I could have the full set of Mega G Plus Super International Race F1 cars and the Mega G version, which I own the track set of. So get these two wrapped up. And then I don't know if you caught it when I mentioned it earlier. These aren't all in necessarily the correct order that they were originally before I packed them the first time. Things got jumbled up whenever I was packing up, kind of like what I'm doing now. I'll pack so much of it and then I'll come back and do it again. And then cars get mixed around. So those two should have been up with the or down with the other case that's the third case in line of the Aurora stuff. But they got stuck in here with the newer versions and the set versions of the Mega Gs and the Mega G Pluses. So we'll go ahead and use them while we're here. Even though this one's damaged, see, it's missing from part of the wing. This is the way it sits in the case, so I don't really care. It's a good looking car. Super G Plus. It's used, obviously. That's how she looks on the track. Which two, Dan, are you talking about? Which two cars worked and which two didn't? Like I said, this interaction, so I'm wanting to chat with you guys, see what's going on. This is original Super G Plus chassis. This is what they call the 7-Up car in the Super G Plus world, in case you're looking for a definition if you're a collector. This thing is perfect in every way except for missing that one wing. So I got this one a lot cheaper than I would if I'd had to pay for one that did have the front wing, and I still ended up paying like $30 for this. So still a good car. Wanted it for the collection. Didn't care if it was missing that wing. Oh, from the Super International, yeah. The flow and the air, yeah. So do you have that Super International race set and you pulled them out and two of them didn't work? Is that what happened? Oh man, I'd be so pissed off. Spend $400 on a race set and two of the four cars don't work. Oh wow. Well, damn, they've got a 100% warranty on that. If you bought that, and I know I've taken advantage of it. I've actually had stuff arrive damaged, and I contacted the shop, the hobby shop that I bought it from, and they told me just to show my receipt to AFX for a warranty claim, and they sent me out a brand new car. Yeah, okay, so there you go. If you got it from Tinker, then you need to, they've got a lifetime warranty on those cars. And if it didn't run out of the box, you need to file a warranty claim on their website and they'll send you out a couple of new cars or chassis, I think is the way it works. Irregardless, free. They back up their warranty. Oh, yeah. Well, see, there you go. Say, hey, Seth, by the way. Now, I got this bad boy here as a racer just because the wing was already knocked off of it. As you can see, the front wing's kind of crooked. You know, it's a kind of a rare G Plus car. It's a runner. This is an actual runner. I've got one that's in perfect shape that's in the other case. But since we're working on this case and I'm showing and talking about the cars, that's what I bought this one for. So didn't buy it to collect, bought it to race. Like I said, it's already missing the wing, but it's just, I like that livery, and I plan on working on that Super G Plus chassis and basically probably just replacing it with a Viper, to be quite honest. Wow. See, yeah, no, that's one thing I got to give it to AFX. I mean, they did not even blink an eye to replace one of the cars that I arrived damaged. And I had one of them that on the Mega G Plus, that little green wire that connects to the CAN motor that connects to the circuit board, that little green wire wasn't even attached. And they sent me a brand new chassis, is what they did. And I got it within a week. I mean, they didn't take any time to do it. They're awesome warranty stuff. And yeah, those can motors, I've already bitched about them enough, but I'm not happy with them. Unless they start, what would really help is if they had better quality control where they'd all run within a certain percentage of each other, and then they made replacements for when they die because you can't repair them. So, yeah, Dan, I would definitely get a hold of them and get you a couple of free chassis out of the deal and get those cars. And I know you like to race them, get them out there on the track, man. Like I said, my Mega G, we have two Mega G Plus classes at my track, and we run a stock car class, which means it has to be a hard body stock car of any kind that obviously fits the Mega G Plus chassis, and then we run an F1 or Indy style class. And those are the two most popular classes that I have. That's how I'm so familiar with and get so mad about those can motors. So now we're on this part of the collection. We're going to go. This is the Mega G Plus versions of these cars, and I don't know if you caught it earlier, but while the Mega G chassis will clip onto a Mega G Plus body, a Mega G Plus body, or I'm sorry, Mega G body will not necessarily clip onto a Mega G Plus chassis, and that's because of that circuit board and everything. So the bodies are slightly different, but it's on the inside and not the outside. And so this is one of those Pro ones that came in the 2-pack that you could get that I own. Wrap it up, and it's obviously, I mean, it's barely been ran. And I know because this came from my race set, so I know where these came from. I know the origins, or this specific car anyway. And here's another Mega G version of the Wise Co, I guess, more specifically. One thing that if you're wanting to get a quick reference guide on how to tell a Mega G from a Mega G Plus, the front wing. The front wing on a Mega G is wider than it is on a Mega G Plus. The Mega G Pluses, they shrunk them down a little bit so they wouldn't break off as easy. I can tell you firsthand, it didn't make much difference. They still break off really easy because the only thing holding them on is those little stanchions right there. And once you bend those, you're living on borrowed time. It's eventually going to snap off. And believe it or not, whenever I got my first, when I got that Super International set, the reason why all these cars are used now instead of brand new like the others, I opened it up and ran them. Because like I said, that was one of the classes that we ran. And then when I found out that the Mega G cars weren't made and not being able to get parts, that's when we switched over to the Mega G Plus. And I mentioned that I had the other version of the hardcore that they came out with. Came from the Infinity set that had the Mega G cars, and that's what this one is. So it's just the same as those other two up top, except the body on the inside. This body won't work on a Mega G Plus chassis unless you get up underneath there and grind a little bit. And like I said, there you can tell the big wide wing goes out to the wheels on the front. Good looking car. And I've got the set car for the Mega G for the Infinity Race Set Mega G version, and we're getting it here in just a minute. So we'll get to see both versions. We're going to get to see 3 versions of the Infinity Raceway Mega G and the Mega G Plus cars that came in that set. Now we're getting to some of the expensive stuff. Here we have our Paul Tracy, the Index. Obviously, I didn't buy this one brand new. This came out before I got back into the hobby. Good looking car. These are some of those original Mega G F1 cars that they've released that are bringing such high dollar now when you find them on eBay or Etsy or every so often on Amazon. Good looking car. I love that the fact that they produced them with the white wall tires already. That was a cool little touch that they did. And once again, you can tell this is on the Mega G Plus or Mega G chassis. And once again, you can tell that big wide wing. And besides the wing, if any of you don't know, that break off a lot, this little row bar on top, that where it's red, those things tend to break off. So you got three spots on these cars that are really fragile: the nose, this roll bar, and the rear wing. And as fast as these cars are, man, if they hit anything solid, you better pray that it's not on any of those 3 points or something's going to break. I know firsthand. When we get to my runner cars, you'll see the stuff that's broken off of them from flying around the track and leaving the track and deciding they wanted to take flight and hit the wall. Put that bad boy up. And I'll start over here. Normally I go this way, but since I just talked about the set cars of the Mega G Infinity and the Mega G Plus Infinity, here is the Mega G version of the set car of the Infinity Raceway version, the Hornet. So I showed you guys the Mega G Plus version of this car, and this one still is the earlier version that has the shell on the back. All those cars in that case, I wish they would too. I'm right there with you, Adam. Why don't they? Good question. Um, they have the molds. I honestly, unless they think that they're just going to kill the value and they don't want to hurt people's collectors, but they could still just reproduce them with new sponsors and new colors and stuff and be great. I love these cars. Like I said, we race them at my track. So we've seen both versions of this car. We saw both versions of the red hardcore, and then we've seen three different versions of the Infinity Raceway track and the cars that they came with. So just a little history there for you. Pretty cool to have all of that. And just like I said, if you ever see this specific Hornet car for sale, you'll know if it's older or newer, depending on whether or not it has the shell emblem. There's the dead giveaway. And this one's a pretty pricey car, but this one's pricier. This is your Aussie Vineyards Mega G. I've got all the Mega G F1 Indy cars, guys, all of them but one. And it's the Red Bull that they came out with that they lost the licensing to during production, and they stopped making them and turned it into the full tilt, which I'll show next since I'm talking about it. And it looks like the Red Bull. So this is just a good looking car. Stupid camera. There we go. Like I said, Mega G's, then they came out with them. They had the white loaded tires. Cool. Just really cool car. This car brings well over $100 every time I see it on eBay by itself. Wrap him up. Go to the next one in line. And this is one of the ones that came in the My Super International. $500. Yeah. There's somebody right now that's got it on sale right now, listed for $499 or best offer. I've been sitting there watching it to see if anybody was going to take them up on that, because that's a lot of damn money. So I literally have two collections that I'm one car away from that I'll probably never own the whole collection unless somebody is, unless I'm lucky enough to find it for the right price, or someone's fortunate enough, and nice enough to let me have it at a decent price. And that is the Red Bull version of the Mega Gs. And I don't have the yellow number 8 GT40. I've got every single one of the Mega G F1 cars, and I have every single one of the GT40 cars, going from the SRT turbos to the Mega G to the Mega G Pluses, all the way up, except for that one number 8 and the Red Bull. So I'd really like to be able to complete those, but $500, $600 for a car. The McDonald's car, yes, I have. I almost bought it. That comes from the Long Beach set, and that came from that end deck right there that I already wrapped up that's broken. I've got that one there, and I've been trying to get that McDonald's, but once again, money and the price that it goes for. So, oh, and like I said, this came from a Mega G, my Super International set, and then you can see there it's missing the roll bar because it got crashed. Fast car. Yeah, they sold that one at Tinker's. I wanted to buy that one that they had on auction, but like I said, it went past what I could afford to go for, because that came from that Long Beach set, and that was the only way that you could get that car, is my understanding. Long Beach Raceway. I almost got a chance to buy that whole set, and then somebody swooped in and took it away from me. So here's the answer for AFX getting the Red Bull sponsorship pulled, or the licensing pulled, and then they turned it into the Red Tilt. Oh, thank you, Ryburn. And so you can see if they copied the Red Bull theme on this car as close as they could. The only thing it doesn't say is Red Bull. It says full tilt. That's a good looking car. But that's how this car came into existence, guys, in case you didn't know. Yes, see, I love this car too. It's one of my runners. See, good taste, Dan. And I was fortunate enough, even though I raced this car around the track when I got it new, I was fortunate enough when I did crash it that I didn't lose the roll bar, the wing, or the front or rear wing. And like I said, it's used. I mean, I race these cars. I bought that track brand new, and you can see these cars are used. So I know I do catch a lot of grief for all the cars that I own that are not unwrapped and that are hanging on the wall. But I do race a lot of the cars that I buy. All righty. And from, once again, the Mega G versions, this is the harder of the two to find, the black and the blue one, since it came out in the Super International set. This is the AJ Foyt number 14 owned car, the Ozjet. We have the black and blue, and then they have the black and red. This is just a really highly detailed car. Like I said, they all come with the white lettered tires. That's the way they were produced. They ought to just make them that way, to be quite honest. Yes, it was sold separately, Dan. Yes, sir. I think they made 8 of these F1 cars in that first run of Mega Gs. Oh yeah, thanks. No problem, Mike. That's what I'm saying. I like to share, and that way, if you guys know something about a car that I'm showing, yeah, there you go. I'm with you, Dan. I mean, if they have the white lettered car tires, I'll get my finger out of the way. If they have those tires on cars in real life, and they want me to think that this is an accurate reproduction of a real life car, then put the damn white lettered tires on the car. I'm sorry. That's just, if they have Goodyear tires, I want to see Goodyear. If they have Potenza, I want to see Potenza. If they have Pirelli, I want to see Pirelli. That's, yeah, I'm with you. And yeah, that's why I'm doing this, Mike. It wasn't to show what I have as much as to, because like I said, every time I do a tour, the glare, and it's hard to see exactly what specific cars I have. So I've got to wrap all of these up anyway. So this is the perfect chance for me to show off the cars. And then another way for me to be able to interact with everybody and see if they have a certain car, pit tips from AFX. Yeah. I'm going to try to shoot between 7 and 7:30 every night this week, Adam, to try to be on, and I'll try to be on. I'm going to cut myself off at 9 o'clock through the week. Whether or not everybody stays there or not, I'll still sit here and wrap the cars, and then that way, if somebody wants to watch later, they can. But yeah, this is a really good looking car. If you've got the blue and the black one. Okay, cool. Thank you, Adam. Yeah, let them know. Come check it out. You know, let them know they already missed the first 100 cars and they need to check out the part 1 and part 2 of the Sunday. So if you've got if you've got the blue and the black version of this, you're not going to find it red in Mega G Plus. They only did the Mega G Plus version in the blue and the black. So the only way to get this car is to get it in the Mega G version, and it's individual. So, and I would, you know, get it. They're sister cars. You know what I'm saying? Pretty cool. That and the fact that it's number 14, it's owned by AJ Foyt. That's pretty cool too. The team is. He didn't drive it, but yeah. All righty, so we'll get this one popped in. We only got 2 more Mega Gs to go through, and then we're going to go old school. And I won't spend a lot of time on this one because we've already seen it, and that is the Mega G version of this. So once again, this came in the Infinity Raceway. It came with the Mega G version of this red car that we've already seen twice, 3 times. Now we've seen this one twice because the other 2 versions were of the Hornet. So they replaced the Hornet version with this Mega G version back in the day. And then they went back to this version on later sets of the Mega G Plus instead of the Hornet version. So they kind of bebopped around with those. So in one way, they kind of did bring it back. Still a good looking car. You can tell, like I said, it's the right chassis with the right car with the body, because you can tell with the wide front wing nose. So, and then here's the blue version of the red version that we just showed of the Ozjet. This is the Amjet version. And they did make both versions of this, a Mega G and a Mega G Plus, as Dan knows. Because obviously we've got the Mega G Plus version that I showed that I still have in the bubble wrap. And here we have the, here, I'll back it up, see if that'll focus. Looks good on one screen, then not on another. The blue version. Hey, man, no problem. Thank you. No, thank you guys for stopping by. I mean, if you guys weren't here interacting with me right now, I'd literally be talking to myself, maybe saying a few things and wrapping these cars up and sticking them in there. So the 9 of you that are here, thank you. I appreciate it. And like I said, as soon as I get done with this case, then I'm going to be done for tonight until tomorrow night. And then I will, like I said, every night this week, I'm going live until this room is completely packed up this week. So you're going to get to see every single car that's in the case and on the wall that I have currently showing. So thank you for showing interest and stopping by. I appreciate it. I hope somebody else takes my lead and does it with their collection, because I'd really like to see what other people's stuff is and go on down the line. Now, the next car is going to break some hearts because it broke my heart. Thank you, Mike. And that is back in the day when I was a youngster. You can see me getting out the car now. Back in the day when I was a youngster, I actually owned one of these cars brand new. I opened it up from the cube pack, and I still have it up there in the case, and we'll get to it when we get to that specific case. When I wrapped these the last time, and we all know how fragile these blue bodies are, I took a perfectly good chassis Blue Elf 6-wheel car and devalued it by wrapping it up, trying to protect it because it broke off one of these front wheels. I haven't glued it back on because I'm still in disgust with myself for doing it. But that should let you guys know how fragile these cars are, this blue body. Now, When we get to the one that was mine from original from back in the day, you'll see how destroyed it is because it just from getting beat around. I mean, like this little air scoop's gone, the front, this little bi wing on the top is broken out. You know, it's missing some of these tires and stuff. So literally, the last time I wrapped these cars, I had a casualty, and that was one of my wheels on my Elf. And if you can't tell by my tone of voice, I'm still kind of mad at myself and disappointed and pissed off because this was a perfect rendition of that car. So I'm going to wrap this one up with a heavy heart and wrap it up with its little wheel. So learn from Scott. If you have one of these blue bodied any AFX cars at all, treat them with ever loving care because even in bubble wrap, they can get broke. Oh my God. Kevlar. Yeah, I'd be mad too. Mike, that blue plastic has a history of notoriously being brittle from the factory. So any blue bodied car that was made in the 70s from AFX is just ultra fragile. We're talking about like the Javelins and I mean, just any blue bodied car. But the most famous of the all blue bodies is that six wheeled Elf because it's the most popular. So if any of you have any of those blue bodied older 70s model, 80s model AFX cars with the Magna Traction Super G Plus chassis, if you're racing them, you're living on borrowed time. If you're a collector, treat them with care because I was literally just wrapping that thing up with bubble wrap and that thing snapped off. It just makes me sick. Makes me sick. Obviously, I can fix it. It's just the whole idea that car was perfect until I did that. So, on to a happier note, where, like I said, we're into the old school stuff now, guys. Um, this is the John Player Special, driven by Mr. Andretti himself. I've got a couple of versions of this car. This is the gold wheel version. The six wheels is such an oddity, and in case you were here the other night, Mike, whenever I was showing you the Batman tumbler and how the front wheels are part of the body, and then the chassis, kind of like the Super 3 Indy cars that the Auto World recently did. Those cars are just a chassis with the rear wheels, and then the body actually has the front wheels clipped onto them. So here is the John Player Special driven by Mr. Andretti. I do have a repo of all these stickers so that when they do start peeling off to the point of looking just really horrible, then I can just soak it and reapply. I've got some remade decos, but I'm trying to save the original car the way it originally was for as long as possible. And then I mentioned earlier on how fortunate I was with my, and it's still sitting over here because, like I said, I started running out of room in my cases, on how some of the Mega G Plus chassis, like with my original Capri, they had wheels that were glued on. Well, this is one of those Mega G, I'm sorry, not Mega G, Super G chassis, G Plus chassis, not Super G Plus, just G Plus chassis that has the wheels glued on. So in order to change the wheels, you would literally have to scrape all of this off. So these are literally just dry rotting and falling off in my hands. I don't know if you guys see that. So you can't even touch them. The foam's so old. But this thing came out like 1978, 79. This one's been very lightly used, as you can see the shoes. Cool car to have. That's why I got another version of it too. They made several versions of this car with different chassis underneath. It's the same basic body livery, the stickers, everything else is the same. It's just the chassis underneath. So, like I said, got an Andretti car. That's always cool. John Player Special car. That's really cool. This is the car that's on one of their catalogs from back in the day that I own, that I've already got packed up where I'd show you. Like I said, I collect some of the memorabilia, and it just so happens that that particular book is one that I got for Christmas one year. And here we go. This one's perfect in every way except it's missing one of the front mirrors. I don't know if the camera's going to point it out. Yeah, there it is. You can see. It's got one mirror here, and it's missing the one over there. But other than that, a lot of these, if you're wanting to buy one of these online, something to look for is make sure that both sides have the pipe and that the little turbo right there. See that? A lot of times this pipe is broken off. So if you're wanting to collect one of these, those are some things to look for. Try to get one with both mirrors, obviously the driver's head, but then the next thing would be the chrome pipes on either side. And this is another G Plus chassis car from back in the day. So we're looking at the late 70s, early 80s on all of these, this section of cars right here. And when you are wrapping these up, you do have to be careful because those little itty bitty mirrors will just snap right off. Which ironically, they seem to be tougher than the body on that Elf was, if you ask me. And as you can see already down there, there's a couple of different versions. They have the black with that kind of like rainbow sunset livery. And then they have the white one. And as you can see, this one's a good one because it has both the mirrors, the exhaust pipes, the turbo. Once again, it's one of those G Plus chassis with the foam tires that are glued on. This one's been used very little, so you can see by the shoes. So it was a good buy on my part, the number one. Good looking cars. I don't know what the hell they were thinking when they glued those tires on though, but because they're foam and it just, like I said, it just falls apart in your hands. But anyway, there's another version of that same. My wrap job didn't work very well there, did it? Very same version of the black, so they went white. And there's actually a chrome version that I don't have that I'm looking to try to get. And there's a gold chrome version that I'm trying to get. And then we've got the next one down here, which is the orange version, which is, I think they called it the Gt40 version. So there's several different versions of this particular car. And this is the reason why I got this one. Is obviously I'm trying to get all of them, all the different versions. This is the number 16. Missing a mirror. They're missing the one on this side. Got the one on this side. Still has the chrome pipes and the turbo back there in the back. Now this one is on a G Plus chassis also. You have the 14? Yeah, cool. Yeah, that's the AJ version. I think somebody remarked this one is my theory because I've not seen this one. If someone has the book, please let me know if this is a legit AFX release or if this is someone homemade special that they made themselves. Either way, I like it. I'm going to keep it. Nothing's been broken. The wing's all there. Everything's there except for that one mirror, and it's on the G Plus chassis. So, like I said, I've got the black, the white, trying to find the chrome, the gold chrome. I'm going to get that orange number 14, like you mentioned there, Mike. Like I said, I got more cars in the want bin than I have dollars in the wallet to pay for them. And I'm sure I'm not the only one out there that has that problem. The wallet does not allow the purchase of a lot of the cars that I would like to have. But you got to start somewhere. And so I buy what I can afford and then look for the, yeah, your wand is a mile long. Yeah, I am right there with you. Yeah, I could easily spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on just slot cars because I would get into some of the T-Jets if money wasn't an option. And I would try to get in some of those older cars. So let me get this one finished packed up since I'm unpacking as much as I'm repacking, it looks like. Get these cars put back up. We'll close this side up and we'll do the final 24 for tonight. And thank you for all 11 people that have stopped in. Thank you to anybody that is watching later that didn't get a chance to stop in. Like I said, this isn't a Scott gloating video. This is a Scott sharing video. I'm appreciative of everything that I own. I don't take it for granted. and I earned it. I worked for it, so I don't mind showing it off. It's not like it was given to me. I've earned everything that I got. I'm one of those people. I appreciate it, so I keep it. So, all right. So if we're doing some quick math, so far we've done one full case, so that would be 48. And then we just did 24 over here. And now we're off to our final section of this particular case. Like I said, the cases got all jumbled up from the first time I did it. So these cars I used to have them all grouped together, like all the F1s, all the rally, da 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 da. But then, like I said, stuff got jumbled up when it was getting packed. It didn't get packed all on the same day. So that's why everything's kind of hodgepodge and not in the Scott order that it would normally be. I'll worry about that when I get moved. Since I just got the Thunderbird, and thank you to Aaron, by the way. He did the research and found out that car that came in, the Thunderbird, which I just so happen to have right here, the Thunderbird that came in the set that I bought last night, this is a Thunderbird. It's not a Mercury Montego. It is a Thunderbird and I believe he said the part number 1976. Oh, really? So that number one, that number 16 that I have is, like I said, I need to get the book. Holy shit. Thank you, Kevlar 63. Pardon my French, everybody else. I'm sorry, Mike. I'll answer your question and I'll keep rambling. These cases right now is not a time to buy them because the recent shipment that came over from China sold out really quick, and the ones that are available now are selling for twice as much as what they go for when the shipments arrive. So normally you'll pay $40 to $50 a piece for these, and they come with an exclusive Hot Wheel only, this exclusive to these deluxe pit kits only, and then. But right now is not the time to buy because they're in between shipments, and the new ones, cheapest I've seen them is $80 plus shipping. So wait till later this fall when they come out, and I'll let you know because I'm going to be buying 4 more of them just to prep for future because I'm tired of them selling out and then the price doubling immediately. Because this is the only way that I like to store my cars. I like it like this. It's convenient, it's easy. It's a set number amount. The cases hang. They come with feet if you want to set them on shelves. I know they're plastic, but those other cases that I have that are made out of real wood and stuff, they cost $80 or $100 a piece. And so I can buy 2 or 3 of these for what it cost me to buy one of the real wood ones with the glass in them. So that's why I go with these. Got to prioritize how I want to spend my money. Do I want to spend it on the case to hold the cars, or I want to spend it on the cars that are in the case? So that's the way I went. And so, like I was mentioning, since we started off with the old school, I know this is a Mercury stock car, and that now we can tell the difference. Actually got them out here. So there we go. This one came in my set from the AFX, Smoky AFX thing. And then this is the Mercury Crew. Yeah, thank you, Slap That Dan. That's why I got this car. I love this car, and I'm trying to collect more of these, but yeah, the price, the money. And so when I saw that set that I bought came with this car and it being in the condition that it is in, and now I have confirmation from the owner that I bought this from. This car has been used one time, one day on the track. And then it was boxed away for over 40 years and stuck in a basement and forgot about until the gentleman that owned it passed away and his mother decided to sell his stuff. So awesome. I love that car. I'm going to try to get more of these old school stock cars. I love them because this reminds me of the stock car racing that I grew up. Authentic, exactly. I'm going to try to get more of these because they remind me of when I was a kid, and this is what I grew up watching with NASCAR. I didn't grow up watching NASCAR Aero. I grew up watching NASCAR with cars. The cars that you could see out on the street that they put slicks on and a roll cage in, and then they put them out there on the track and went 200 plus miles an hour like madmen. And these are real stock cars. So this is what I like. So that's just my Scott rant. So anyway, I had this one. I was tickled pink when I got that one, and I am trying to get more. So let's see. I'm not going to wrap that one up. It's going back in the box since I'm moving. Hey, thank you, Kev. And thank you for letting me know about that Indy special. that number 16. I had never seen it anywhere before. And so when I got it, I thought maybe it was just one of those, somebody's homemade specials. So thank you. Oh, and by the way, those both come on the Magna Traction chassis. As you can see, this one that I got used more than one time is still barely used at all. Original shoes. Oh, see, cool. See, someone feels like I do. Yeah, real stock cars from back in the day when stock cars were stock cars. And here we go, Dan. I know we're going to get some that you're going to like here real quick, and that is the Porsche, because I know you bought the Pro Tinker. Didn't you get the Pro Tinker number 51 version of this with the whale tail? If I'm not mistaken, you won that auction. I was going to go after it, but then I saw you were bidding on it, and I was like, let Dan have it. I like this one specifically. I don't know if it's coming through. Let me look at my TV. Yes, it is. Can you see that red tinted glass? That's awesome. They don't do a lot of the changes on stuff like that anymore, which is kind of disappointing. Make it specific for the car. Look how poor it holds to the track. It won't even let me tilt it like it would with the Mega G's and stuff. Yeah, these are awesome. I'm a Porsche guy on collecting, and I try to get all of these that I can. And I've got this version, obviously, and then as you can see already what I'm getting ready to go to, I've got the blue and orange version, and then I got the white and the red 51 whale tail. And I really did want the black, white, maroon whale tail 51, but like I said, Dan got it. Okay, so you were the one that got it from the auction. I thought I remembered you winning that because I was going to bid on it. I seriously was, and I was like, oh no, man, no. I've already got I've got 3 out of the 4. I can find that car again, and boy was I wrong. It's getting harder and harder to find at a reasonable price. So you got a good buy, my friend. Congratulations on that too. And then as you can see here, the number 3 version I just talked about, and they changed the glass color. It's now black. Been kind of cool if they did like a funky orange or maybe a blue to match the sides, but you've got the blue and the orange one. Okay, yeah, so you've got this one then, right? Yeah. Oh no, it's a great, look how low it sits, the valance. Here, I'll try to get it to where it's showing it. Look at that. Awesome. Love it. I've only owned one Porsche in my whole life. I was fortunate enough to do it, and I owned a 928S. It wasn't the 4. There's a 928S and there's a 928S4, and mine was a 1980 928S. I didn't own it in 1980. I owned it in 1992. It had to be 12 years old before I could buy it. But anyway, and then a kid wiped it out. Hey, Don, thank you for stopping by. So we got really good car, really sits low. I'd really like to have one of these as a runner with a Viper chassis underneath it. I got a lot of wants. It's just the wallet. Once again, it is what it is. And then here is the sister car to the one that Dan bought. Like I said, this is how these all get out of order. I know that from previous packing that I do the corners and then smash in the middle first. So Dan won the there's another version that's of this car, this color scheme, but it's the same 51. And here's the yellow and orange version of your car, Dan. I thought that was some of the ones that he was selling. Yeah, I like the turbine wheels too with them too. That's I think they call those the turbine stalker wheels is what those are referenced to specifically in the AFX world. Like I said, I'm more into the Tyco lingo just because I have a lot more of the Tyco than I do the AFX, but the only thing that keeps me from having more AFX is the cost. And once again, sits down there really low. Oh wow, he has 1,000 cars. No, and man, between new cars coming out and him selling those on the auction for the collections, and having some old cars, I'm seriously thinking I'm going to have to either find a second job, or I'm going to have to start donating blood, or possibly a kidney. joke. I'm not donating a kidney for slot cars, but you see my point. There's just a lot of cool stuff out there, and you got to grab it when you can. And I hate having to pick and choose, but that's life. So if you are wanting to buy one of these cars, I know a couple of things to look for. Make sure that the balance is all in one piece up here up front. Make sure it has the window sticker and the rear sticker on the back, and make sure that the wing hasn't been broken off and re-glued in any way. So those are some things to look for on that. And I will eventually join you, Dan, and I will have the black, white, and maroon version of this car. It will come. Just got to bide my time. And if that new collection of 1,000 cars that he bought is anything like the collection that he is currently selling, everybody that watches that channel is going to go broke because they got some really cool stuff. And speaking of the auction, here we go. I believe they just auctioned this one off the other night. This one here, is this the one that's coming out next week, or is this? I thought they already did this one, maybe. I'm not sure. I got this one. So like I mentioned, I would give a little history on the car if I knew it. This is a new old stock Mercury Capri funny car, even though it says Ford. Brand new, old stock from Bob Beers. That's who I bought this from. $22076. I'm lost. 22067. Oh, is that what this part number is on this one? I'm trying to read back and see what I missed. Anyway, this one went for some pretty good money on their site. And honestly, I think mine's in better condition than the one that they've shown, because I have 0 yellowing on my car. And all my stickers are all there. And, you know, that was a good looking car on the website, on that auction, I believe that they were showing, or he was showing it off or selling it one. I can't remember. Like I said, the days are starting to blur together. Oh, the GT40. Oh, yes. And I already, just now that you brought that up, I'm sorry I jump around, guys, but whenever I'm talking and then I read something, I want to be sure that I'm responding and letting you guys know that I am reading what you're saying. The number GT40 Heritage Red is coming out within next week, and the paintable GT40 Mark IV all white body is also coming out. So there's that one. I got a pre-notification. Oops. I got a pre-notification from AFX that it was being released. You can pre-order it now, but I don't have the money. Yeah, it's my understanding, Dan. The red Heritage Edition Ford GT and the GT40 white paintable Mark IV is supposed to be released next week. My understanding. And this looks like a repeat of what I just got out a while ago. Like I said, this is the one I bought as a runner. Oh, it's out now? Oh, holy crap. See? That's what happens when you're moving and get out. I'm going to have to get that on the order. Once again, another one I got off of Bob's, brand new old stock. I had one of these brand new. I bought it myself in the G Plus. You know, they used to come in the cubes. And I still have that original car, like I said. So when Bob put this one up for sale, I bought it because it was brand new old stock, reminded me of my car. And then I got to seeing more and more of them on eBay because Auto World put out theirs. And that's when I ended up buying this one with the wrong chassis. It's got a Magna Traction chassis. Oh, and the new Corvette too. Oh, holy shit. Yeah, I know what I'll be doing tonight. I got to get on Facebook and promote this, and I got to reply to Buy the Beach about the Mustang that he wants to buy, and now I need to place my order for the cars so that they'll be here by the end of next week, and maybe we can all see them together. I know, Dan, you probably already got them on the way, so I'll look for your video. But So one of the things I pointed out that was missing on mine originally is like the one I just bought over here is already damaged, and it's missing the little chrome whatever piece that is right there. And it doesn't have the original tires on the top. Those are just some foam tires that somebody stuck on it. These are the original tires that the cars came with, and they had a little lip on the sides. Oh wow, they got both of the vets. Oh my gosh. That is so cool. Like I mentioned, man, I can't wait to get those and the four GTs out on the track and racing against each other. Ah, man, this moving time pisses me off. It just pisses me off. I mean, I'm glad that I'm sitting here interacting with you guys, and I'm having fun going through my cars and talking about them again and stuff like that. But I'll be quite honest. I wish I wasn't doing any of this, and we were showing cars running around my track. I'll be honest. I mean, that's what I would prefer to be doing right now. I am missing racing so bad. I live vicariously through Dan and through Pro Tinker and everybody else that does it. All right, so that's the reason why I have three versions of that particular Ford Escort. One from my childhood youth that I bought with my own money when I was a kid that I was really proud of. One brand new old stock from Bob Beers. Hey, Jack, welcome back, buddy. And then one that I bought that had a little bit of damage on it just so I could make it a runner and actually get it out there and relive my childhood and see that car zipping around the track. Here's another Ford Escort. This one's a little more rare. This is another one I got from Mr. Beers. As you can see, it's not a lot of snaz on this. It's black, white, and green, or I'm sorry, black, red, and green, and not a lot of snazzy. Two colors on one car, top fuel on the way. Are you getting the new top fuel cars, the three that I don't have that they just came out with? That'd be cool. And if you're interested in that Morgan Lucas one that I'm getting ready to sell, let me know. I'm getting ready to put it up. So this came on yeah, it's one of the rare ones, Don. And I'm getting ready to get to another one of the rare ones. This is another new old stock that I bought from Mr. Beers. If you're seeing one of these used, which is going to be hard to find a new old stock version of this again, that's why I jumped at the chance to buy it. The valance are broken on most of them, and there's no rear chrome whatsoever on this car, but there's a little piece of black plastic, and it's not going to come out, I'm sure. But there's a little black loop on the back bumper area that if it's not there, that means it's been broken off. I'll put it that way. You'll know it when you see it. But good looking car. Another one of the Escorts. It's a Ford, so obviously that's why I was going for it. It had the going with my Capri and the other Ford Escort there. So I'm getting ready to rip out another one that is not that common. That is kind of rare. And you'll see the theme on how they didn't do the chrome on this one too. This one's kind of a plain Janer. Now, I bought this one used. This didn't come from Bob. You can see it's got some Tampo wear on it. But this is just a solid red 46 with the blue stripe and highlight. And it's the contrast 46, so, or negative, I guess what they call that. They call that the negative print when it's the other. Oh, Top Fuel racing videos. Oh, cool. All right. I'm looking forward to it. What night you putting that out? This one has the gold chrome in the front and the balance. So if you were to buy one of these used, you definitely want to make sure that it was the correct gold with this one, because I've seen people replace it with the chrome that's not gold, just the chrome, clear chrome, whatever. And then, but it should have the gold chrome. And just like I hopefully, yeah, there you go. See that little nub right there? That is the nub I was talking about on the black car that is broken off on most cars. So if that's not there and the front balance is broken, obviously, we all look for the post and the Tampo, but those are two extra things to look for. And that little nub, believe it or not, that does break off fairly easy when they crash. And then obviously the balance is the next part. So yeah, I've got that Geico one. I can grab it real quick and show you here just a second. Yeah, very soon. Like, if you want it, text me and it's yours. Remember, that was the one of those 4 that I bought that I already had that I don't need, that I'm going to turn right around and sell. So I'll be more than happy to sell it to you, my friend. Be cool to see a car that I had on your channel running up and down the track, especially the drag strip. And Dan, just so you know, Mike on here, I don't know if he's still with us, Mike and Steph, they were wanting to try to get in on the drag racing videos too. So I told him I'd mention that to you. We can talk about that later. So now we're going to get to the BMWs. Yeah, there you go, Mike. There you are. Okay. Yeah, as soon as we're over here, give me 10 minutes, Dan. As soon as I'm done wrapping this up, I'm going to try to be done by 7, just so everybody knows, here in the next 20 minutes. So that's why I'm kind of picking up the pace, because I know you all have an evening. We all got stuff to do before work tomorrow. I know I do. But anyway, so these one unique thing about a couple of these cars that I got these from Costa Rica. These next 2 BMWs, believe it or not. A hobby shop in Costa Rica was selling all of his HO stuff. And long story short, I can't remember, and I will at a later date try to get the name of his channel. But you can actually view the video of his hobby shop, and you can see all the cars in his collection. And if you like 1/32 or 1/24 scale, and that's the reason why I was getting rid of his HO stuff, you'll love that video because that's his main gig, and that's why he was selling these. But he has, I think, over 5,000 cars. Unreal. So this one is one of my international purchases. As you can see, very, very lightly used. Hey, yeah, no, I'll build one to race for us, Dan. And in fact, I'll send it to you to race, because I'll probably be moving for the next 2 or 3 weeks, packing and doing everything, and you'll be way ahead of the game. So really cool car. Some of the things to look for on this one, obviously, this one has their, like I said, this is like someone mentioned, those turbine wheels. A lot of these older cars, you've got to make sure that they have the right hubs, even though it may have the right chassis. This one is correct, and you'll see the next one has white hubs, and you'll think, oh, no, that's not right. But no, that is right. That's the way they did this one. They did this one with silver hubs with the white body, and the yellow body they did with white hubs. Don't ask me why. Anyway, so the balance up there is something you're going to want to check on. The sticker up front and the sticker that says turbo, and then the rear wing being in one piece. Wheels just make a car. Yes, exactly. And just a little tidbit there for you guys. The number one thing that people do after they buy a new car, besides stereo and maybe tinting the glass, tires and wheels. I know that from when I worked for Snap-on. And here's the yellow version of it. Like I mentioned, you would have thought the white wheels would have gone with the white car, but they actually did it like this. A standard AFX chassis. Be a little more specific for me, Dan. What do you mean, do they still have a standard AFX chassis? This one came on the wrong chassis here, but it's the right body. That's all I cared about. And this is one of the ones that, like I said, came from Costa Rica from his hobby shop. And I can deal with it not having the right chassis as long as the body is in great shape. And there's where we're at right here with this one, because I can always try to find another chassis. It's the body, as we all know. And great. I mean, everything's perfect on this car except for the wrong chassis. But I do know that those white wheels do come with this yellow one, so that's why it doesn't really look that out of place. And I know they made other versions with black wheels and silver wheels, but I'm just letting everybody know that that's why my 2 cars look the way they do. Like I said, I know there's a lot of variants, and that's why I'm doing this, to find out what everybody else has. Other than the domestic. No, sir, they do not. There's no international version of a AFX car. They're all the same. The only thing you're going to find different is in Canada on Tyco cars, they had to add a little transistor to the front. Pre-magnet traction. Yep, there you go, Jack. And here's the one that they know is the White Knight. I actually have one of these that's not in good as shape, and it doesn't have the correct chassis on it. This has the correct turbo chassis with the correct white wheels. And the reason why I know this is all correct is because I own this race set. And that's where these are 2 set cars. And that's how I know this thing's perfect, because the only time it touches the track is when I do that. It's never been ran. So it's perfect. So if you've ever wanted to see one of these perfect, what they call the White Knight, this is it. This is as close to new as you're going to get, other than without opening the track set that it came with. So pretty cool car. I like these old BMWs. I like all these cars, to be honest. Like I said, if I didn't like them, I wouldn't own them. And some of them like this, I remember from my youth and wanted, but I couldn't get. So these are kind of a combination, get what you couldn't get when you were younger, and get because they're cool. So, you know, like I said, got those 2 from Costa Rica. Got these next 2 here from the track set. I can't remember the name of the track set. There's number 27, once again on the correct turbo chassis, correct white wheels with the white body for a change. Stickers all there. Kind of picking up the pace a little bit, guys, like I said, because I'm trying to cut it off. Between 7 and 7:30 is the goal. I got dogs to take care of and laundry to do before tomorrow. But this is very productive, and I'm enjoying all of the stuff that we're doing here. Got a new little version the other night of one of the cars like this. Here's the old L&M. I actually bought some repo stickers if I want to ever change those. If those start yellowing out real bad on me, I can repo them. Magna traction chassis. It's got all the pipes, roll bar, head. And I didn't own this one as brand new, but it's pretty close as new. Look at that. Look at those shoes. Pretty cool stuff. I like them. These cars actually handle really well. There's a guy, I can't remember the name of his channel. He doesn't make videos anymore, but he used to, because these bodies are kind of a dime a dozen on eBay if they're broken and chipped up. So he'd buy them even though they were broken, as long as they had the wing. And he cuts off the wing post back here, and then he makes it to where the wing hangs out the back. Looks pretty cool. He does a lot of work to them, but they look pretty cool. I thought that was a neat take on that. And here's another version of that very same body style, Lola. This is one of the things you want to look for up front, is make sure the balance on one thing. That's a common theme on all these cars, and that's because, you know, when they crash, that's where they hit a lot. The wing being broken off, the mufflers being broken off. Correct magna traction chassis, correct wheels, correct everything. This is just a really good shape show car. It's a good shelf queen for this model. All the chrome on the pipes is there, roll bars there, windshield, driver's head. Good car. Oh, did you see that one I was talking about with the wing, when he moves the wing to the back? That's pretty cool. Aren't those colors? I think they look a lot better that way, honestly. But I can also see that the first time that thing took a tumble off the track, that wing's going to snap right off. But it looked cool until it did. All righty. Here's one I'm kind of proud of, and it does have a flaw on it. Says it gets better traction. I don't know about that. This is the McLaren, or I'm sorry, the Ferrari, I believe. Yeah, Ferrari. And this one does have the valance broke off the front. So where you saw those on the front, I was warned about. So it's kind of a catch-22 when you're looking for one of these used. If you can get one with the valance and the mirrors and the roll bar and the snorkel all in one piece, that's the ultimate goal. But if you can't, then you want to try to get one with the front balance all being complete and as many mirrors and everything else. And so everything on this one is complete except for that broken off balance up front. So this is a pretty good rendition of that car. Got the, I mean, the wing's not broken. Everything's perfect on this car except for that balance. And, you know, like I said, it's rare to find with that mirror right there. I mean, it's just hard. Most of the time, you can find a lot of times that mirror with it on there, but this one here on the corner, that's the hard one to find. 1977, cool, Jack. See, that's why I'm doing this. I'm hoping to pull out cars, and that you say I have that car, or I had that car, or I raced that car. That's cool. 1977, yeah. G plus chassis, perfect. I mean, this is one of those time capsules that I was talking about, when you can look at a car and it takes you back. So you see this car, yeah, you still have it, see, and it takes you back to when you did that. See, that's the cool thing about this. Like I said, these are all little time capsules, and just awesome to have. So got to be very gentle when I wrap this one. So give me just a second, because I don't want to lose the mirror that I was just bragging about. Don't want to pull an elf. Okay, so here's another one that they recently auctioned off on Pro Tinker. I think they did the other version that had the alternate sticker here in the back. Ryburn, were you the one that got this one? Cool. All right. See, I knew someone got it off there, and I knew I already had it. And like he mentioned, there's two versions of this car, and I think you got the one that has the offset stripe, if I'm right. And this would be the one that they show that has the same color as the body that he was trying to explain. So if any of you saw that auction that night that Ryburn won that car, this specific car, Tim was pointing out there's two different versions of it with the Tampo, and it's not a mistake. He's right. One of the stripes up here on the sticker is a different shade. And just like the one Ryburn has, this one is perfect in every way. The balance is still there. The roll bar is still there. The little gurney flap for the rear wing is still there. This is just a really good looking car. Oh, wow. So you gave that one for Tim. Okay, cool. Oh, you got the red one and got this one for Tim. Okay, gotcha. Feel you. So, yeah, no, the red one's a cool car too. Obviously, like I said, I wouldn't have owned it. So, now what's really cool about this, guys, like I said, I'm trying to wrap it up. Hey, Kimba, thank you for stopping by, man. I just recently bought a new old stock body. So I've got a brand new body for one of these, and it's going to go underneath that Magna Traction chassis that you saw that I opened up in the Look What Scott's Got. So I'll actually have two of these, and I'll be selling one of them real soon. And I actually have the other version that has the, just so while this car is out, I have the other version, and it's in another case, so I can show you the different stripe there, but the balance is broken and it's used. So we're down to the grade 8. We're down to the final 8 here. And like I said, these are all AFX Aurora. Let's go to the old vaunted Ferrari, 512, if memory serves me correct. I've got others of these from my youth, and so I started collecting them again. But this is the first one I started getting again because I got a decent price. Body's in great shape. The number 2 on both sides in great shape. It's a lighted chassis with the black glass, and there's a lot of differences on these models depending on clear glass, black glass. And this is a non-Magna Traction chassis, so it's older. So this would actually work for their no mag class at Pro Tinkers. But like I said, there's a lot of different versions of this car, and I'm going to be trying to get a lot of them. And a lot of the different versions are whether or not they're lighted, like this one's set up for lights, as you can see underneath. And then some of them are not set up for lights. So, there's a lot of versions of this Ferrari. So I'll be collecting those for quite a while. That's why I know I'm in the long game for that particular style. And got to get this one out of the way first. Get that one in there. Bubble wrap doesn't always want to cooperate. Here we have another one of the Can-Am cars. There's several different versions of this car also. I just think it's really cool. They got a black one, a gold one, a chrome one. This is one of the cars. This specific version of this car was on one of their books too. So this was one of the ones that was a childhood I wanted, but I never got. And when I was adult, when I saw, I had to have it. It's on the G Plus chassis. It's in perfect condition. All the stickers are still there. Yeah, no scratches whatsoever. Good collector. And I know everybody's seen the Black Shadow. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what these body styles are. And I don't, believe it or not, I don't have one of those Black Shadows, but I am going to be getting one, just so I can have a row of these bad boys. And here's an alternate color version, and this is the known as the red. As you can see there, the other one was based on more orange and yellow, and this one goes red to orange to yellow. Good looking car. Yeah, I like it. They're sleek. The only thing is they're very fragile little wings. So I guess that makes you be a better driver if you don't want to crash it, if you're afraid of breaking it, so you don't drive it as fast. But if you're racing, it's not that good because you're driving slower, so you don't wreck, and someone's going to kick your ass. Like I said, just a good looking car. I love this car. I love those cars. And that's so kind of, you can kind of see through the plastic there the difference. You know, good looking cars. And then, like I mentioned, they're all jumbled up and out of whack. We're going to go to another old stock car. And I got a story with this one. Okay, this is, yeah, very sleek. I like a very aerodynamic. I mean, you know, you think you put that on a track, and with that nose being low and stuff, it just, you know, yeah, it just looks like it's going fast sitting still, if that makes sense. Um, so got the Chevelle Stalker here. I actually owned one of these original back in the day, Magna Traction. I'd actually, when I was in the fourth or fifth grade, I was going to a buddy's house. Oh, my preferred order on my cars? Oh no, I do them by the style of car. So if it's a stock car, and then I try to go numerically. So like if, for instance, there was a 15, 16, 17, 18, I'd do them like that. I tried doing them by age, and then they look kind of jumbled up to me. I know I got OCD that way. But anyway, this is a good rendition of a car that I used to own whenever I was a kid. I was going over to a buddy's house to race slot cars at his, and I don't know if you guys remember back in the day, I'm going to date myself, but the old Hot Wheels carrying cases that looked like a big wheel, a Hot Wheel. And anyway, that's how I kept and stored all my slot cars. Anyway, I was on the bus going to that guy's house and not paying attention, and somebody got into my case and stole that car. And so I was upset for many, many years for not having that car. So sometime earlier this year, I was able to find a really good rendition of it that didn't have any bent post. All the tampo was good. So now my heart can be at rest because I have another car from my. Actually, Don, I don't do that yet. I'm going to do some painting on a one of those AFX Mega G Plus body stock cars, and we're going to paint it. I'm going to put stickers on it that I've already purchased, and we're going to hop up the chassis, and then that's the car that's going to get to sent Pro Tinkers for their unlimited class, and then they're going to run it for 2 or 3 weeks, I hope, and then we're going to give it away. That's going to be my thank you to my subscribers. Yeah, shitty. Yeah, I Just so everybody knows, I found out the kid that stole my car, and I beat the living crap out of him several times. And I'm not a fighter, so that says something. Neither was he, obviously, if I beat the crap out of him. But anyway, I digress. Here we have the awesome 280. I love this car. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Or Ferrari, whatever the hell it is. Ferrari, sorry, my bad. 280, looks like a 280, but it's actually a Ferrari. Scott knew what he was talking about. One of the things you're going to want to know if you want to try buy one of these is you see it's got one mirror there, and you can see the nub of where the other, your second G Plus car. See, we got a little going down history lane for you, Jack. I'm just basically showing your collection off. I'd originally wanted these when I was younger because AFX in New York back in the day threw a big 24-hour race for their I don't know if you've ever seen their competition AFX track layout that they had that was supposed to be the universal layout for HOPRA, the HO Racing Association, so that everybody across the country raced on the same track, so that when they had regional and divisional and races, that those winners would be racing on the same track. Anyway, give me a little background to the guy that won that year, won it with this car. The red one. Oh, well, get your wallet ready because it's going to cost you. I have seen that one like twice, and it went for really good money. I'd love to have that one too. I'm with you, my friend. And G Plus chassis. It was cool that the guy that won it, he actually, I'm just going to, like I said, I know I'm trying to get it wrapped up, but we're down to the last 4 cars, including this one, so I can take a little bit of time. He actually drilled with a drill and drilled holes in between every single one of the spokes on the front and the rear tires, and he drilled little itty bitty holes in certain spots of the chassis. Ferrari Daytona, thank you, Kev. Yeah, to lighten his car up, and his was the one that won that 24-hour race. Oh wow, Don, yeah, you've got a nice little chunk of money in that car right there too, my friend. Congrats on owning that. That's a nice car to have. But I'm not jealous of people that have cars. I'm just glad to know that they're out there and that someone owns them, and that I know that someone that does, and that, like I said, it's different seeing cars in a picture versus seeing them in real life, and or knowing someone, hey, that's not just so rare, no one's ever seen it before. I know a guy that owns one of those. Here we got just a standard, simple Tomy Turbo, one of their standard AFX Camaros that came from one of their sets. And honestly, I just bought it because of the chassis, and then turned out that the chassis was broken. So it's turned into forever a shelf queen. $40 on eBay. Hey, that's not that bad. Is that the current bid, or is that a buy it now? Still look a good looking car if you're into Camaros in that era of that body style. And a friend of mine, I got him one of these that races with. I got him one for his birthday, and because he's a Chevy guy, and so I actually get to see this car run around my track, but it's not mine, it's his. This is the one that's in my case. Got the Daytona for that, yeah. All right. And we're down to, believe it or not, and I'll put them both out here, the last 2, because they're set trucks. And both of these nice little Chevrolet Silverados came in a set. And I can't remember, Devil's Ditch, something like that, or Off-Road, I don't know. Anyway, I almost bought that set here recently, but then somebody was willing to go past where I was, and so it became theirs and not mine. So these are a couple of set trucks. I don't know that these were sold individually, on cards. If someone knows out there, if they know, if they're seeing this later, please, leave it in a comment, because I reply to all comments. But I do know that these came from the correct set. I know that they are correct, It came with the correct G Plus chassis. As you can see there, still got the little protector, still barely used on both of them. And the G Plus chassis is just way too fast. Haunted Highway. That was my Tyco track, Dan. And that was the one that came with the Nissans. This is the AFX version, and the track that this one actually comes with is a brown AFX track, which is kind of unusual for AFX to do colored tracks. But I think Baja Off-Road, I can't remember. But anyway, what I was saying is with these G Plus chassis on this truck and it being top heavy, if you are going to buy these off of eBay, you want to make sure that the roll bars are still there, the front end with the brush guards are still up there because it's a two-piece front bumper. There's the chrome behind the brush guard and the bumper. Yeah, Super G Plus with the pickup body. That's what I thought. Stupid, personally, because these, we all know how the Super G Plus cars, how fast they are. So yeah, it'd be cool to see that truck going this fast. But like I said, the very few times that you wreck it, you're going to snap off those roll bars. You're going to snap off some of that stuff. There's the trucks in the back. It's they're good looking trucks. Like I said, we got the Goodyear and the Goodrich. So the two tire manufacturers battling it out Baja style. These are a couple of harder ones to get. Yeah, first one time and then cry for days. That's how I felt when I unwrapped my shelf, my 6-wheel Elf car, and found out that I had broken one of those front wheels off. It almost brought me to tears. I went through all the emotions, anger, sadness. I went through them all. It was awful. And even then, if you couldn't tell whenever I was talking about it, I'm still upset about doing that to that car. It's crazy. A little piece of plastic, and I'm 6 months later upset about it, being broken. Oh yeah, I know it hurts. Still hurts right here in my gut. I know you didn't see me do it, but trust me, I was popping my chest. It hurt. It hurt showing and telling everybody that story, that how it got broken, and it was all in an attempt to try to protect it from being broken, which was ironic. There's the irony, trying to protect it from being broken and breaking it. So get that bad boy in there. Make sure I don't pop off the roll bar that I was just bragging about that was still attached, that normally are broken off. We'll get this closed up. All right, guys. So we got 2 of the cases of the 16. So we've got 2 down, 14 to go. Tomorrow night, I am going to go live again. We're going to go. I'm just going to keep going in the order the cases are that they were on the wall, because they go from the AFX to the my runners, into Tycos, into my old cars, into Tycos, and then the Auto Worlds and stuff like that. So I'm just going to keep going in the order of the cases on the wall. I'll put them back on the wall after they're all wrapped up. So we got these first 48 done. I want to thank everybody for their patience. I am so sorry that we had to come back for a second live feed. That a little bit beyond my control here. I give you, since I'm talking to you guys, I'll actually look at you. Here, let's see. Well, now my tripod's trying to fall down. That's awesome. There we go. All right. See, it's Sunday. I didn't shave. Anyway, so yeah, we got these 2 done. I'm going to do a live feed every single night this week, probably for an hour and a half, 2 hours. I'll go from 7 to 9 or 7 to 8:30 or whatever, however long it takes to wrap up a couple of the cases, or whatever I'm pulling off the wall. And then if you're seeing this later and you're like, oh, I had that car, but I've got this version or whatever, please comment below. And like I have in every single one of my live feeds, I am going to push Dan, and I'd be pushing your channel even if you weren't on here, buddy, because I'm trying to help everybody just like you are get our channels out there, and trying to get those subscriptions up so that we can all try to get a little bit of money, maybe from eBay, to buy a Happy Meal somewhere down the road, or maybe get lucky and save our money and buy a car. That would be nice. But like I said, we're all doing this, guys, out of our love for this hobby. And I love that the fact that there's other people out there that are just enthusiastic about this hobby as I am, and that they're willing to take the time to share with me their stories. I learned stuff tonight. Basically I was showing a rendition, a history of Jack's personal collection. So it's nice to hear that a lot of us have a lot of the same interest in cars. Greg, Mike, Dan, everybody that Kev, I can't remember everybody's names that's been stopped in. Like I said, I've been going for a little over 2 hours now. So this is just awesome for me to do. I have fun doing it. I know it takes longer for me to talk and wrap these cars than it would for me just to do it myself. But that's not near as much fun as what I'm having right now. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Be sure and check out Dan's channel. If you're a subscriber to my channel and you have not subscribed to his, hit the subscribe, hit the bell, and watch a few of his videos and give him the thumbs up, because he puts in a lot of work on those videos. I know firsthand how much work it takes to make the videos that he's making. It takes a lot of time, guys, a lot of time. You've got to save those clips, and then you've got to place those clips and edit those clips. And um, I I honestly appreciate the work that he puts into it, because this is the lazy way. I'll be honest. This is the lazy way to make videos. He puts work into his videos, and I want to make sure that he knows that I appreciate it. And the way that you can show your appreciation is by subscribing and liking his channel too. So if you're subscribed to me and you're not subscribed to Dan, please help Dan out too, and help out Steve at Stockpile Hobbies, help out Ringo at AFX World, help out the HO Buckeye. I mean, anybody that is doing these videos that's not getting paid is doing it because they love to do it and they love interacting with everybody. So thank you for helping us, because honestly, if you guys weren't watching, we wouldn't make the videos. So it's a reciprocating thing. We like doing it for the interaction, but without the interaction, we wouldn't do it. So I'm going to wrap this up. Wish everybody that has been keeping up with this and that joined in earlier that had to leave, thank you. Those of you that left that came back, thanks for coming back and joining in. If you missed any of the wrappings, just go back and rewind it. Like I said, I've set it up to record these live feeds so that if people aren't able to view one-to-one time, then they're able to go back and look. And if you are one of those people, please try to join in on when we're live and chime in with the chat. And if not, then leave a comment below and I will reply. Good night, good night, Mike. Good night to everybody. Everybody stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening. Try to get out here and go out there and light some sparks and melt some plastic. Dan, I'll be in contact with you in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Everybody else, take care. Have a good night. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.